the Gorton P1-2 project. What I thought I could do was simply replace this ball screw and change this to a linear bearing and this to a linear bearing. Turns out to be a shit ton of work. So somebody said just build another table, and I really like that idea. So he said, well, what you have really is you have this as a solid piece. This is the Z. Put a new table on top of this and take this table off. Then another guy had a brilliant idea, which was to exploit the fact that this is a pantomill. And he said, look, all you need to automate an XYZ is actually the stylus. And he was bang on. So here, this movement can be done with very, very simple XYZ stepper motors, right? Very easy, very controllable. But the huge benefit of it is this super precision reduction system. So here is 1-to-1. So that would mean 1 inch there was 1 inch here. Or up to 16. Here's 10. So it's set to 10. So this reduces 1/10 the size of that. So if I automated just the stylus, what it would do for me is it would give me precision of 10-to-1. So whatever was up there, it would be 1/10 the size here. So if I wanted to, say, cut a gear or a small part, I would print it 10-to-1. And then I would know that, let's say this cutter, let's say I got a 1/10 of a drill bit, 1/10 of an inch. Yeah, well, that's super tiny, man. That's crazy small. Anyway, it would be bigger. It would be like this is a 1/4 inch shank, so you would do 0.25, right? Easy number to subtract. CNC that, which was brilliant because then you get the reduction. And then this motion drops the quill. So he said, same thing, it's a servo motor. So that's the lock. So it's got to be able to go whoosh. There's no way to measure this travel, really, to encode that travel. The other thing I can do, so that's how you drop the quill and you start engraving. But here I have this control as well. So this is controllable by 1/10 of an inch. So you would drop the quill, or you would know this distance, right? So you would subtract that from all your measurements. So you set it up, retract it, change it. I don't know, that's not far enough to change. Drop it. But this one, because it's so complicated, it's really robust. And if you set this one to a really low rate with a high torque servo, I would need stops, emergency stops at the top and the bottom. That one I could replace with a servo. These ones require so much work to make it very fluid bearing-like movement. So I can't really recycle this movement, but it's such a beautiful, manual milling type of thing. I get that experience too, because if I lock this down, I then get the manual milling experience as well. Anyway, some great suggestions. I love this 10-to-1 reduction thing, making super duper tiny parts with that. It's going to be interesting.